going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of the Elite Fleet. And today I want to talk about people. Do not let your friends, do not let your family, do not let social media ruin a good situation or a good relationship for you. Chasing waterfalls out here like TLC, chasing waterfalls. Don't let them do it, because I want to talk about a viral tweet that's going around, has over 80,000 retweets and likes, about this woman in the reason that she left her husband. And I want to say again, specifically ladies, but really ladies and gentlemen, everyone can learn something from this. Again, do not let social media, your friends, or your family put their expectations on what your relationship should be and ruin a good situation. There's not that many people out here getting married nowadays in general. It's damn sure not that many people out here getting married and doing the right things. So without further ado, let's get straight into this viral tweet. And it says, and it reads, lady at work said she left her husband because he didn't pay 100% of the bills. He wanted a 70-30 split. Now, before I even read the rest of the tweet, let's just dissect that. He doesn't want to pay 100% of the bills. He wanted a 70-30 split. They're already married. So what does that tell you guys right off the bat? That she was fine with the 70-30 split. This is why I said, don't let your friends, your family, or social media and their expectations of what your relationship should be ruin a good thing for you. Because at the end of the day, if she really wanted a husband to pay 100% of the bills, how did she end up getting married to a man who's arguing a 70-30 split? That's number one. So this is a bait and switch. This is a family got in your ear, started whispering in your ear. This is a friend kicking flavor in your ear. This is social media kicking flavor in your ear, pushing you to want more, pushing you to be an unsatisfiable woman. This is the modern woman that men complain about all the time. You can't be satisfied, always comparing your relationship against someone else's. At the end of the day, you should take it as a blessing from God, from Allah, the universe, whatever you believe in, that you found the man who loved you and adored you enough to marry you. Let's just look past money, okay? Because if this is a man who's willing to pay 70-30 in 2022, in the age of I'm not simping, I'm not tricking, he's willing to pay 70% of your bills. That's a blessing at the end of the day, no matter which way you bend it, twist it, flip it, or bop it. That is a blessing. So you found a man who is not only willing to provide for you, but this man loves you. He adored you. At a 70-30 split in 2022, the vast majority of women are taking that. So he could have had other women, and he picked you. He married you. He committed to you for the rest of his life. And you're going to leave him, not because he was beating you, not because he was abusing you, not because he was disrespecting you, not because he wouldn't give you kids, not because of anything substantial, just because you believe that you should have a man who should pay 100% of the bills, which you clearly didn't believe in the beginning, or you would have never married this man. This is pure delusion. This is why a lot of relationships don't work, people. It's the 80-20 rule. The real 80-20 rule. Not that BS that they use in the dating, but the real 80-20 rule. As in, someone's fulfilling 80% of your needs, right? And you leave them, or you go monkey branching, or you go and cheat for the 20% that's missing. It's not logical. At the end of the day, the only thing he's not doing is paying 100% of your bills. Clearly he's doing everything else right. You're married to him, and that's the only complaint that you had. This is the equivalent of someone who will say, okay, my woman, she cooks, she cleans, she's great with the kids, she gives me kids, she supports me in everything I do, right? But she's not a freak. So I'm going to go out here and cheat on her with a freak, because the freak is willing to swallow. The freak is willing to do things in the bedroom and is better at things than my wife is. My wife finds out that I'm cheating, she leaves me. Right? Now I'm stuck with the freak. I tried to do a relationship with the freak, but I realized besides being good in bed, the freak has no other talents. And then you know what happens? You end up trying to get your ex back. This is why I say don't take your ex back. Or vice versa. Your man's doing everything right. He holding you down. Everything is great. And then all of a sudden, right, you're like, oh, well, I want someone to pay 100% of my bills. Now, he can't do that. So you leave for the man who could pay all your bills. And guess what? The man who could pay all your bills is abusive. Guess what? The man who could pay all your bills is disrespectful. Guess what? The man who could pay all your bills is cheating on you all the time. So then you go, damn, this ain't really worth it. Yeah, I don't have to work, but look at all this other stuff. And guess who you're probably going to go back to? The man who was willing to go 70-30 with you. But now, if he's smart, he ain't taking your ass back. Again, this is why I say, don't take your ex back. Now, I want to finish the rest of this tweet. And the rest of the tweet, she goes, now she's working 2 jobs, but she didn't settle for less. How did she not settle for less when she was working one job? And we don't even know if it was full-time or not. Probably wasn't if he's paying 70% of the bills, but it might have been because she was paying 30. You went from working one job and getting to keep the vast majority of your money to do whatever you wanted to do with, really, to go on more dates, to go on more vacations, to save, to invest, to do whatever you wanted to do with. Now you're working two jobs to pay all the bills for yourself, by yourself, because your ego says, if my man can't take care of me completely, I don't want to be with him. And that's not settling for less. First of all, fellas, major red flag. If the word settling ever comes out of a woman's mouth, and vice versa for you ladies, but most of the time it's women who use the word settling. If the word settling ever comes out of a woman's mouth, stop talking to her. If you hear her friend saying that she agrees, stop talking to her. Because at the end of the day, we're all settling for something. And someone who says, I don't want to settle, or I'm not going to settle, that's someone who's going to bait and switch you. That's someone who's going to exercise the 80-20 rule on your ass. Whatever it is that you're not doing, that she wants, and there's going to be something you're not doing she wants. Nobody's perfect. Believe it or not, ladies, y'all ain't perfect either. Y'all come with a whole load of BS that people have to deal with. No one's perfect. So whatever it is you're not doing right, okay? Your pipe ain't big enough. Your money might not be quite long enough. You might not be quite smart enough. You might not be quite emotionally intelligent enough. Maybe you're a little bit overweight. Whatever it is, she's going to leave your ass for that. She's going to go looking for that perfect guy. And everyone seems perfect when they want to hit. So she's going to think she has all these options. She's not going to realize until later that she does it. And then she's going to come back to you again. This is why you never take your ex back. Y'all getting two topics for one, basically. But I really want to get into some of the comments, too. Now, one of the comments says, and I quote, before you mock her like I'm doing right now, did she have a full-time job? It doesn't matter. Listen, let me tell you something. If you have a full-time job and you have someone who says you only got to pay 30% of the bills, that's a blessing. Period. And honestly, if you only have to pay 30% of the bills, you can work part-time. If the full-time job is the problem, just go part-time. You're only paying 30% of the bills. You can do that with a part-time job. So right off the back, her argument is stupid. See, this is why I like to record videos, because people love to make Facebook posts and YouTube comments and tweets with stupid points because nobody has the character space or feels like taking the time to write out to tell you how stupid you are. But when you're speaking, it's very easily to rip apart a dumb comment. Okay, so that right off the back is dumb. If she don't want to work full-time, she can work part-time. She's only paying 30% of the bills. What the hell is the point in saying that? Then she goes and was also the only one doing all the domestic work. So what? I will never for the life of me understand why certain women in this generation act like doing domestic work is the worst stuff in the world. First of all, guess what? Now that she's working two jobs and she's living on her own, guess what she's still doing? Domestic work. She still has to cook for herself. She still has to clean for herself. They didn't mention any kids, but if she has some, she still has to cook and clean for them and attend for them and wash clothes and get them dressed. You can't get away from domestic work. I repeat, you cannot get away from domestic work. So I want you guys to understand, okay? Because I'm teaching lessons here. I want you guys to understand when a woman says, oh, I have to do the domestic work, she's just looking for a reason to leave your ass. Because you got to do domestic work regardless. You have to do domestic work regardless. Unless you're just going to be a dirty bee and you're going to run around with stinking clothes, she still has to do domestic work. But now she has to do domestic work and she has to pay all her own bills instead of just having to pay 30%. So how is that a flex? How is that a reason for leaving your husband, not your boyfriend, your husband, who you vowed to stay with under God, okay, under Allah, under your spirituality, whatever that you vowed to, whoever you believed in, you were going to hold down till death do y'all part, and you're going to leave because you're like, oh man, I have to pay 30% of the bills. So what? So what? So at the end of the day, you got to do domestic work anyway. That's never an excuse to leave. If a woman tried to use that as an excuse, she just don't like it. At the end of the day, I'm just being flat with you. She just don't like it. Because you're going to have to do domestic work regardless. Regardless. So that none of this is a flex. This is how stupid the things people say is and how easy it is to break them down when you read it. And then she says, doing all the domestic work and yet still expected to pay 30% of the bills. What is 30%? That, again, if you're telling me I got to do all the domestic work, but I only got to pay 30% of the bills, so I either can work part-time if I don't like working or I feel like it's too much, or I can do the domestic work, pay 30%, and again, have enough money to pay for all the dates I want to go on, have enough money to pay for all the vacations I want to go on, and have money left over to invest. That's a good deal. And then another thing, when women bring up domestic work, y'all ever realize that they act like all the work that has to be done in the goddamn house is just the cooking and cleaning and laundry? No. Because I'm pretty sure she's not getting on the ladder and cleaning those gutters. I'm pretty sure she's not going outside in the 90-degree heat and mowing that lawn. Now, she has to do it now, but I'm pretty sure he was doing all that before. I'm pretty sure he was the one taking the trash out. So when you say doing all the domestic work, you're solely talking about cooking and cleaning and doing laundry, which you have to do any goddamn way. So what's the problem, especially when in exchange someone's paying 70% of your lifestyle for you? That's a terrible argument. Then she goes, was the man basically an absentee father? Who said they had kids? Who said they had kids? So we're adding stuff in. Now I want you guys to understand, if they do have kids, they live together, and he's paying 70% of the bills. What would make you think that he's an absentee father? I repeat, if they do have kids, they're living together, and he's paying 70% of the bills. What would make you think he's an absentee father? You see how goofy the stuff people say online is, right? And then they go, who wanted to eat his cake and have it on both fronts. How is he eating his cake and having it? Eating the cake and having it will be having a woman doing all the house duties, and she's paying 50% or more, or all of the rent. Pookie the one who eating his cake and having it, because Pookie has to come into your house, kick his feet up, eat all your kids' fruit snacks, kick his feet up, smell like hot Cheetos, be on your son's PlayStation all goddamn day while you at work, and then you come home and you pay all the bills, and you cook, and you clean, and you do all the laundry. Pookie's the one who's doing that. This man paying 70%. So off the bat, he's not having his cake and eating nothing, because he's putting his money up. What are you talking about? And then she goes, that's the only way it makes sense to me. That doesn't make any sense at all. That's stupid. That is stupid. I want you to understand the mindset of people. Now we have another woman right here. She goes, for whatever reason, I can't bring myself to agreeing to pay 50-50 rent. I just want my man to pay that, but I'll pay for all the other bills with no problem, which is what I said earlier. Even a woman who feels like she wants to be provided for, if you tell her, hey, listen, I'm going to pay the rent, all you got to do is pay the electric, all you got to do is pay the phone bill, you know what I'm saying? All you got to, and I'll take care of everything else. Most women are going to take that deal. Even the ones who want to be provided for are going to take a 70-30 deal. The vast majority of women are going to take that. It's no way you can defend this woman and not be delusional. Never coming for a woman. Not all women, thank God, like I say all the time, they're not all this delusional. Another woman goes, child, my husband pays 80% of everything and provides a comfortable lifestyle for us. If he wants me to make him a ham sandwich at 3 a.m., I'm doing it. He gets whatever he wants. Bye. Exactly. What's the problem? What is the problem? I want you guys to understand. You can pay 70 to 80% of the bills, and then you have some women saying you don't deserve a ham sandwich with a little bit of mustard, lettuce, and tomato? Come on, man. I just want y'all to understand the mindset of some of these women. But I also want y'all to see, obviously, not all women agree with this. Not all women agree with this. This is why I'm pointing out the red flags to this in the first place. This is why a lot of times I tell y'all, I don't even like to deal with women who are too heavy on social media. Because social media will put in their head this stuff. But again, besides just social media, you also got to watch friends and family. Friends and family, especially you single ones, bitter single ones, I tell women all the time, do not listen to your friends and family, really regardless, but especially if they ain't got no goddamn man, about your relationship. Because they'll be jealous that you got someone paying 70%, why he not paying 100? And they'll pump your head up so that you leave them, so you end up in a struggle life working 2 jobs just like they miserable ass. They hit you with the okie doke and you don't even realize it. Ladies, don't fall for the okie doke. But fellas, again, if you hear the word settling, run. That's a red flag. Never deal with any woman who even entertains the word, I'm not going to settle. Because everybody settles at the end of the day. Everybody settles at the end of the day. Now, the bait and switch, that's a little bit different. She hit my man with the bait and switch. You can't really all the way see that coming at the end of the day. But at least she got her karma. Now she got to work 2 jobs. And I want to touch on this really quick as well. Somebody says, oh, y'all trying to make fun of her, but there's a man out there for her who will be willing to pay all of the bills for her and still love her. No, he's not. No, he's not. And I want to end the video on that. No, it's not. Ladies, if God, Allah, the universe, whatever you want to believe in, whatever you want to call him, Jehovah, whatever you want to call him, okay? Send you a man who loves you, adores you, respects you, treats you right, and provides to the best of his ability, and you leave him because he couldn't provide it all when you're fully capable of working to the point where you're working 2 jobs right now. No, the universe will not send you another man who's going to pay 100% of your bills. And if they do, he's going to be a piece of shit. And you know why? Because that's what you deserve. So all this, I deserve this and I won't settle for that, there's a reason the vast majority of those women are alone. Because they're miserable, bitter, mean-spirited B-words. Ladies, Don't be like this, fellas. Don't deal with a woman like this. I am Alex, and I am out. Peace.